Word Wednesdays. So what are the topics that are up for discussion? It may be love, health, or career. We could discuss the struggle, your worth, or your fears. Word speaks about it all, and all are welcome to pull up a chair. I could care less about your age, race, gender, status, or geographical location. I am here to address these topics every other Wednesday. That's the word, and that's me. I know you all been waiting patiently to sit here with me and sip a cup of tea. The overall message is unity, world peace, and most importantly, LOVE. Welcome back to Word Wednesdays. You are here with me, Nina St. Cyr. I am the founder of Written Smith 101. If you would like to learn more about me and the services that I offer to the general public, please visit the website at www.writtensmith101.org. You can also find me at www.writtensmith101 at WordPress. Today, the topic that is up for discussion is titled To Eat or Not to Eat. We will discuss obesity, brain fog, fatigue, and our dependence on the FDA. First, we will discuss obesity, which is a huge concern in the United States. Now, I know it's also a concern in other countries as well, but our numbers are kind of higher in the United States. And let's look at the things that contributes to obesity. Consumption of sugars, cornstarches, large amounts of carbohydrates and fatty foods, along with alcohol. These are the things that most contribute to obesity. Again, that is the consumption of sugars, cornstarches, carbohydrates, fatty foods, and alcohol. Alcohol consists of wines, liquors, wine coolers, and so on. Those of you who are interested in taking charge and basically trying to avoid obesity, you are advised to stay away from these foods, especially fried foods. While preparing foods, you should use other means of preparation such as steaming, broiling, and stewing. Those of you who have psychological issues where obesity becomes an issue where you can't help but to eat, for some reason it makes you happy, or it's something that you feel is a need psychologically, emotionally, you are advised to eat small portions of foods frequently throughout the day. So while many of us may eat 3-course meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you may eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and fruits throughout the day. That can start from the beginning of the day all the way to the night. If you are looking to lose weight and also trying to maintain a level of fulfillment, you can eat heavier foods in the morning and lighter foods throughout the day. That means that in the morning you may eat dinner, and throughout the day your meals become lighter. That may also help with the maintenance of weight loss, weight gain. If you do not know, there are certain foods that you can eat that have high levels of fiber that can keep you full for a very long portion of the day. These foods are yams, whether orange or white, it doesn't matter. Cassava, yuca, some may refer to it as yuca, and a number of foods that you can find with fiber in it, high in fiber. Now let's mention or discuss brain fog. Brain fog is a collection of fatty foods, alcohol, cigarettes, marijuana, and other toxins, which may include carbon monoxide. These toxins, along with these fatty foods, are no good for the brain. It slows the brain down. The functioning and the operation of the brain is slowed down because it has to work extra harder. And on top of the brain, you have to look at your kidneys. You have to look at your liver and how hard they must work in order to eliminate these toxins. If you notice that you are losing memory, you may have brain fog. If you have issues with concentration, you may have brain fog. If you are very tired all the time and it's unexplained, exhausted, doing such minimal work, you may have brain fog. If you notice that you have this condition, you must take steps towards eliminating these toxins. Green tea is good for the elimination of toxins, along with castor oil, lemon juice, lime, and things that are high in citric acid. That may also be orange juice. While eliminating toxins, you are advised not to add more toxins because that defeats the whole purpose. That means if you are a heavy cigarette smoker and you are trying to eliminate toxins and you are basically detoxing through the use of citric acid and green tea and whatever you may choose to eliminate these toxins with, and you're putting the toxins right back in after you're trying to cleanse yourself of these toxins, that only puts more work on these organs. And it's harder to get rid of the toxins if your body becomes immune to it. Once your body becomes immune to frequent abuse of toxins, it becomes dependent upon it. And you will mentally crave these toxins. So you have to be careful of what you put into your body. And you also have to drink plenty of water for both obesity, brain fog, and the next category that I'm going to discuss is fatigue. Fatigue is when a person feels extremely tired. Sometimes it's unexplainable, sometimes it's related to depression, insomnia, and so on. When it is not related to insomnia and depression, it is due to a large amount of consumption of sugars. Now, mind you, fruits are very healthy. However, fruits also contain sugars. And then we know of the other sugars, such as the sugars we get from candy, the sugar we buy from the supermarket, things of that nature, cornstarch. You have to monitor your consumption of sugar. You also have to exercise more in order to retrain the body, to keep the body alert. Consume large amounts of water. And you should also detox. Because it's hard to withdraw from something that the body is immune to. And if you are consuming large amounts of sugar, your body has become immune to the consumption of this sugar. So to stop it, cold turkey, yes, I said cold turkey because the consumption of food can also be a drug. Everyone has a vice, and sometimes people's vices are the consumption of food. It becomes an addiction. So to stop cold turkey, the consumption of sugars, it's going to be hard. So you would have to implement something to combat the craving. Nuts are useful and it's very healthy, high in protein. And some nuts keep you full. Seeds and salads. Salads by itself is just a whole bunch of water. These are vegetables that later, once you break it down, it's easily to digest, and it turns into water. Soluble. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about is the FDA. We as a society, we rely heavily on the opinion and the records of the FDA. We have found great credibility in the FDA. However, if you pay attention, there's a lot of things that do go past the FDA. And the FDA has approved these particular items. Just recently, there was a recall on Pepperidge Farm cheese crackers, which the kids eat. And it was a couple of brands. I think it was the original cheese crackers, the pretzels, and something else. But you guys should look that up and research that. There was a recall on over 1 million um, Pepperidge Farms cheese crackers throughout the United States. And it was FDA approved. Because how did it get to the supermarket to begin with? And the recall was basically because of salmonella. You have to be very cautious of what you eat. And you cannot rely on the FDA approval in order to give you the okay to consume food. Although we live in the city, that does not mean that we should not grow our own fruits and vegetables. Yes, many of us do not have land. Some of us live in public housing. Some of us live in private houses, whatever the case may be. However, if you have the means to purchase a flower pot, some soil, and you have a sufficient amount of sunlight, I don't see why you can't take it upon yourself to grow your own fruits and vegetables, your herbs, and so on. We have to take a little bit more responsibility for our lives and stop allowing the government and other political officials to dictate what we do with our lives, how we eat, how we consume things, how we are to act. If you pay attention, we are all conditioned based on laws and statutes. I'm not going to get into that too heavily. However, I'm going to focus primarily on the FDA. Everything that we consume is FDA approved, and everything that we do not consume is not FDA approved. When are we as a people going to start taking action and making choices for ourselves? Is it the price or is it the life? Which one is more important to you? Will it hurt you to spend a little bit more money on the maintenance of your life, knowing that you are the one who is responsible for growing your own food, knowing that you have cared for this food in such a manner that you deem fit rather than someone that you've never seen before, you've never had a conversation with, you've never shook hands with? Unless you work for the FDA, I don't see why we are so trusting of the FDA. Think about that. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Until then, I would like each and every last one of you to be blessed, prosperous, safe, and conscious of what you feed yourself. Conscious of what you consume through beverage or any type of food at all. Everything that you put in your body, even toxins. Just be conscious. Be safe. I'll be back in 2 weeks.